Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Mehdi. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at 20 of best men's fragrances that impress everyone easily. Fragrances with wow factor. So, without any further ado, at number 20, Ombre Leather by Tom Ford. It is a leathery, slightly powdery and sweet fragrance. Main player is that leathery note, which smells like a brand new leather jacket and has a little bit of aggressive accent. Smells very unique and manly, not for boys. Lasts on 8 hours plus in terms of longevity on the skin with 2 hours of average projection and sillage. Next one is from House of Montserrat, number 19, Oud Vanille. Oh my goodness, gets me crazy compliments, especially from ladies. It is like a bad boy vanilla based fragrance. I mean, it is not edible, safe, clean type of vanilla fragrance. It is smoked, burnt, and it is a little bit daring type of vanilla based fragrance. It is highly concentrated and oily like most of Montserrat fragrances. Lasts like 12 hours plus, easily on my skin with 2 hours of average type of projection and sillage. It doesn't project that loud, but it is fair enough. At number 18, Givenchy Gentleman EDP. I prefer the Reserve Privé, to be honest, because this one is more boozy, has more spiciness and woodiness to it, has more weight to it compared to Reserve Privé. It is more foamy, let's say. Some likes that fragrance better. And this one is less powdery or what's so-called lipsticky compared to Reserve Privé. That's why I like this one better. Smells very sexy and masculine. Oh my goodness, lasts on me like 7 hours plus with 2 hours of average somehow type of projection and sillage. It is not a beast mode fragrance, but it is strong, above average, I have to say. At number 17, Armani Code Absolu. One of those 10 out of 10 manly man's sexiest designer fragrances in the game, which blows me away. Oh my goodness, it is very outstanding, not very ordinary type of designer fragrance. A rare DNA is here. It is a suede based fragrance, which is sweet and it is slightly powdery at the top, and I can get some sort of tobacco-y feel at the betweens. Performance, compliments, projection, sillage, all 10 out of 10. Lasts on me like solid 7 hours in terms of longevity with 2 hours of strong projection and sillage. At number 16, from House of Initio, Oud for Greatness. A fragrance with a weird scent profile. It is dark, not that smoky. It is woody, very bitter, and at the same time somehow earthy and sweet. Lasts on me like 14 hours plus, without exaggeration, in terms of longevity on the skin and the clothing, like 1 week, with 3-4 hours of nuclear offensive type of projection and sillage. At number 15, La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. One of the sexiest fragrance DNAs ever created for men. It is spicy and woody with drops of, I can say, citruses at the top only. Definitely it is woody, spicy, and a little bit herbal, lavendery. This one is reformulated version, lasts on me like 5 to 6 hours. If I applied on the clothing as well, like 8 hours, let's say, to this one. With first hour and a half, very soft type of projection and sillage. At number 14, Ani by Nishane. Amber vanilla based fragrance. You know, amber gives powdery and dusty feel, leans more to the dusty side. I can get ton of vanilla, and atmosphere is very cozy and warm, not that spicy, and I get some sort of lemon zesty vibe. I'm very happy they didn't utilize some sort of juicy fresh lemon vibe, which would, I can say, ruin that cozy atmosphere of the fragrance. Lasts on me like 12 hours plus in terms of longevity. It is highly concentrated. Extrait de parfum means 40% oil concentration with 2 to 3 hours solid projection and sillage. At number 13, Colognes by Parfums de Marly. For me, this one is one of the best earthy, somehow spicy and unusual smelling fragrances in the market. If you are into this type of spicy, especially earthy fragrances, dusty fragrances, this one is a must-have for you. Smells very dense, unusual, rare, slightly sweet at the background, with a synthetic scent profile, I have to say lasts on me like 12 hours plus. In terms of longevity on the skin and projection and sillage is also solid for first 2 hours. At number 12, Oud Wood by Tom Ford. A bossy fragrance. It is green and woody, vegetal, herbal notes, plus oud are main players here. Oud is not animalic or smoky, also not safe. A daring, wearable type of fragrance, let's say, to this one. Performance is average. I can get like maximum, let's say, 6 hours. In terms of longevity on the skin, with first hour, hour and a half average. Soft type of projection and sillage. I prefer it for indoor and dressed up situations. At number 11, By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. Oh my goodness, it is burnt woods, smoke, chestnut, some resiny feel, a little bit of sweetness at the background. Just mind-blowing, just mind-blowing. It has a very rare, unusual, sexy DNA which really blows me away. Performance is above average, let's say to this one like 7 hours. Projection and sillage is on off. Projection is like 2 hours on off average. I mean, sometimes I can get it, sometimes no, for whatever reason, but sillage of this fragrance is very huge, leaves a very long, huge scent trail behind. Now we are at top 10. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, remember to subscribe and support me by your likes. I really appreciate that if you find value in this video, let's say. So, Le Mal Le Parfum by Jean-Paul Gaultier. It is very difficult to make a green, vegetal, herbal fragrance and not to smell outdated or barbershoppy. Very modern, sexy, masculine fragrances here, which is herbal. There is not that much woody notes here, and it is thick and sweet at the base with touch of powderiness only at first few minutes. Smells very memorable and unique. Let's say one of those alpha male signature scent worthy fragrances. Definitely, I really enjoy this fragrance. Lasts like 10 to 12 hours plus on my skin, with first hour, hour and a half, or maximum 2 hours of average type of projection and sillage. For example, if you want louder type of projection and sillage, you can prefer Ultra Male, which has a different scent profile. But if you want to smell wow, manly man, this one is the one to go. At number 9, Stronger With You Intensely. Definitely one of the best designer fragrances in the game, hands down, in terms of scent profile, price, performance, and compliments. Again, I get sugary sweet notes. Again, chestnut, burning woods. Yeah, like By the Fireplace reminds me of that fragrance, but this one is less smoky compared to that fragrance. We have not that much burning vibes here compared to that fragrance. This is smoky, but way at the background compared to that fragrance, but it is denser and way stronger and projects way louder and aggressive compared to By the Fireplace, let's say. Lasts on my skin 12 hours plus easily in terms of longevity, with 2 to 3 hours crazy projection and sillage, and gets solid compliments. At number 8, from House of Dior, Sauvage Elixir. A dark fragrance with prominent lavender, licorice, cinnamon, and patchouli. For whatever reason, I get some very little woody vibe at the background of the fragrance. It is definitely dark, spicy, and herbal type of fragrance. Definitely a masterpiece. Only thing that I can find here mutual between this one and the regular Dior Sauvage is that lavendery feel of the fragrance. To my nose, it is like 95% totally a different fragrance compared to the Dior Sauvage EDT, and we have not that much of synthetic ambroxany notes here. Lasts on me 12 hours plus, with 2 to 3 hours crazy projection and sillage, and great complimenting factor. Number 7, Acqua di Gio Profumo, one of the best fresh fragrances every man can own and wear, because most of fresh fragrances are flat, are not that busy or complex, and they smell like cleaning products. But this one is another story. It is like wealth and success in a bottle. Smells like money. Opens up fresh, unique, extremely sexy, manly, and dried on is slightly darker because of incense. It is a concentrated fragrance, also lasts very long. It is parfum concentration, even more concentrated compared to the EDP. I can get like 12 hours plus in terms of longevity with 2 hours of great projection and sillage. Crazy compliments, especially from ladies. At number 6, Ojan by Parfums de Marly. For me, this fragrance is a tobacco-based fragrance. I can hear already some will say, okay, there is no tobacco and not pregnant of this fragrance. They are gonna watch the Fragrantica. I say what I can smell. It is, I can get ton of tobacco here. It is sour, dried tobacco leaves, honey, and cinnamon. It is spicy and tobacco-y fragrance. Very sweet and semi, let's say, gourmand to this one. Not 100% edible, but definitely it is mouth-watering. Compared to the few years before, my bottle performs better, was like 4 to 5 hours maximum, but right now is 6 hours, barely 7 hours in terms of longevity on my skin. With first hour and a half soft type of projection and sillage. Projection and sillage is same, but lasts a little bit longer right now. At number 5, Angel's Share by Colognes. Boozy, somehow dried, fruity, spicy, and I can get a little smoky, woody vibe at the background. Reminds me of Ojan also, but this one is boozier and has some sort of smoky vibe which is not available in the Ojan. That tobacco-y feel is somehow available at the background, and also reminds me of Jubilation Man, but compared to Jubilation Man, this one is way more wearable, let's say. Performance is average. I would like to say 7 hours, but no, like 5 to 6 hours, let's say, to this one. With first hour and a half average projection and sillage, and gets great compliments when you are dressed up. At number 4, Valentino Humo Intense. Hands down at top 10 most complimented fragrances in entire my journey, in entire my life. It is powdery, sweet. I can get some sort of carrotish vibe at the opening of the fragrance, only like first few minutes. Then gets powdery, more powdery, leathery, and chocolatey somehow at the dry down. It is a dense and great performing fragrance with a crazy compliment giving factor. At number 3, another masterpiece, again by Parfums de Marly, Herat. One of the best tobacco-based fragrances, hands down in the entire market. Oh, it is jammy at the opening. It's tobacco-y. Tobacco is like dry, leafy, smoked, ashy. I like that ashy vibe of fragrance which shines better, which gets bigger at the dry down of the fragrance. This is also reformulated, unfortunately. I remember was beast like before bottles, but this one is like 7 hours, 6 hours maximum in terms of longevity, with first hour and a half average projection and sillage, but still that magic vibe of the fragrance, that crazy scent profile is alive. At number 2, Reflection Man by Amouage, another great fresh fragrance which doesn't smell like cleaning products or flat or very simple. It is complex, it is floral, it is very busy and crowded, slightly powdery and sweet with oriental accent, let's say. It is also reformulated, you can see from magnetic top, but still I can get 10 to 12 hours plus longevity. I have also backup bottles, newer formulations. I have no problem with the performance. Projection and sillage is solid between 2 and 3 hours. At number 1, again Parfums de Marly, again a masterpiece here, Layton. For me, this fragrance is the best fragrance that I can suggest to anybody. The best fragrance that I put my nose on. The best fragrance any man can own or wear, to be honest. It is crazy, you know, because it is not safe. It is daring, but has a safe stance. A daring fragrance with cover of safe notes, let's say. I don't know why. It is daring. It is not a safe blind by worthy. It has some notes that is not for everybody, but gets crazy compliments from everybody. unsolicited type of compliments. Every single factor about this fragrance is 10 out of 10 except price. That one is a bit salty. It is a long lasting fragrance but not a beast mode. Let's say like 10 hours plus, easily 10-12 hours in terms of longevity with 2 hours of good projection and sillage. Take care guys.